Hey, what's going on there? Haven't made a video in a bit, and I just kind of felt like I just kind of wanted to rant for a moment. I'm driving. Forgive me for the maybe shakiness or poor quality of the video or whatever. But I am driving. I'm going to my aunt's house. It's we're going to celebrate my grandmother's 87th or 88th birthday, I believe. Anyways, so my buddy, I just want to rant for just a second here, if you'll all afford me that. A friend of mine had texted me this morning, a very close friend of mine, texted me this morning, sending me some screenshots of, as he occasionally does, of conversations that have taken place on Facebook, or maybe conversations that he takes place with some other folks. But anyways, this morning the context was some conversations that took place on Facebook, particularly on the Reformed Baptist page, run by the Pope. I forget his name. I believe he actually lives up near me, but Ryan or Robert or Bob or Billy or something, I don't know. But anyways, and it sounded like it was this woman who was very, very, very concerned about her being able to play with her kids on the Sabbath, and talking about recreation and am I allowed to play with my children? My children want to play on the Sabbath, and am I allowed to play with my children? And she was very, very, it appeared very concerned about this. And then, of course, people started chiming in, and these are all Reformed Baptist folks, and started chiming in, oh, well, I've never heard of such a strict view of the Sabbath and things like that. In other words, there were several that had commented saying that she was fine, she was okay, that's not their view, blah, 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 blah. But then again, then my buddy proceeds to point out where in the forgive me if whether it's some Reformed Baptist, whether it was the LBC, or the Reformed Baptist, London Baptist Confession of Faith, or whatever it was, he pointed out where it specifically says you're not allowed to do anything, including recreation, on the Sabbath. And so, anyways, what I wanted to get at was how sad, how absolutely sad that is. I feel for these people. It's lunacy. It's absolute lunacy. And I feel for these people. I mean, these people are sitting there going, can I do this? Can I do that? Is it okay if I do this? Can I do... Oh my gosh, have you people yet to understand your freedom in Christ? That you have been set free from the law? Do you not know that Christ is our Sabbath? We rest in Him. Everything under the old covenant was a foreshadow. Everything pointed to something or someone. In this case, the Sabbath pointed to Christ. And Christ fulfilled the Sabbath. How? We cease from our works. We are no longer trying to be right with God by works. We rest in Christ as our Sabbath. He is the bread of life. He is the one who has done it for us. So it's not about resting from working or toiling. It's not about resting from flushing your toilet or picking up sticks or whatever it is. It's about resting from your works as opposed to faith. Resting from your works. I'm no longer going to try to work my way into God's kingdom, into reconciliation, but I'm going to rest in Christ. That's what the Sabbath pointed to. That is how the Sabbath is fulfilled in Christ. So when I see all of these folks, and the Reformed Baptists just seem to be the worst about it, they're such legalists. They are just sitting at Mount Sinai. Oh, please, Moses, please give us the law. Tell us what we can and can't do. Have you people read the New Testament at all? Have you even opened it? It's sad to see people caught up in this legal mumbo jumbo nonsense. Moses is dead. Alive in Christ, but he's dead, he's gone. His covenant is gone, kaput, done away with. Read Hebrews over and over and over. Read Hebrews until you're puking Hebrews. until little Hebrews start coming out of your mouth. Read Galatians. Read Galatians over and over and over. Okay? I don't understand why people can't see this. I don't know why people, especially Calvinists who you think are going to be great exegetes, they're some of the worst out there. Okay? You'd think Calvinists could see this, but no. Give us Moses. Give us Moses. Give us law. Tell me what I can and can't do on a certain day. I used to be caught up in this nonsense too. I remember I used to save my money. What I would do, because I had to tithe, right? I had to tithe. Moses said tithe. So I had to tithe. So what I would do, I don't know why I did it this way. It was just what I did. But I would actually save my money, and then at the end of the year, I would just like one lump sum. Okay? I would save my 10%, right? I would save my tithe, and I would just donate it at the end, rather than weekly or monthly or whatever, right? And I remember I got to a point where I was broke. I had absolutely no money whatsoever. I was broke. And I'm sitting there so concerned about, oh my gosh, but I have, this thousands of dollars set in this one bank account, this one account. I have, several $1,000s set up for my tithe. I got all that money. That could pay my bills. But oh my gosh, is God going to strike me down if I take my tithe and use it to supply for my needs? I mean, this really bothered me. This really created a lot of anxiety in me. What do I do? On one hand, I'm raising a child by myself. I can't afford to pay rent. I can't afford to pay my truck payment. Work was slow. Okay, I was in a bad way. And yet I got thousands of dollars sitting in an account that's supposed to be for my tithe. And anyways, long story short, I was counseled by some people, and I'm surprised they counseled me this way, because these are people who are of the covenantal side who believe the law of Moses still exists. But they did nevertheless actually give me wise counsel. But again, it was contradictory to their very confessions and so forth. And they said, no, Chris, your needs come first. And so take that money and pay your bills. And consequently, I did. Now my point with sharing that is just simply to say I've been on the other side. I've been there. I know what it's like to have this law mentality. Okay? To be angst over, oh my gosh, can I do this? Can I do that? I didn't tithe enough. Oh my gosh, did I drive too far on the Sabbath? Oh, did I go over a mile? I know what it's like to be caught up in that. But now that I realized what Christ has actually set me free from, which is not simply the bondage of sin, but he set me free from the law, the demands of the law. He set me free from all of that. He set me free from everything. And then I realized, wait a minute, he didn't just set me free. The law is done. The law is gone. The law is kaput. Moses is dead. It's over with. We live in a new covenant under Christ, the new lawgiver. Moses is out of here. Why am I so concerned about all of the minutia of law? Law. Oh, people, if you're in a Reformed Baptist church or any kind of church that is preaching law, run for your life. Run. Get out of there. Find a church that preaches Christ crucified. Find a church that preaches freedom in Christ. Not freedom to sin, but freedom from sin, freedom from the law. Okay? Find a church that actually teaches the correct doctrine. That teaches that Christ is our Sabbath. We rest in Him. Okay? We don't rest in Moses. We don't rest on a day. We rest in a person. His name is Jesus. Okay? Find that kind of church. Find that kind of church. Get away from this law crap, because you are in bondage. Read Romans. Read Galatians. Read Hebrews. Read Galatians 3. Talking about the bondage of the law. And all you people that are just sitting there going, oh my gosh, what do I do? Oh, the law, what do I do? Oh no, can I have a piece of bacon? Oh, hello? You're angst over this. That is the very thing Christ set us free from. Get out of law preaching, law-centered churches, law. Get away from it. It's gone. Okay, I'll just keep rambling if I continue any further. Anyways, I just felt like making this. My buddy sent this to me this morning and just got me going, and I'm just so irritated with this law nonsense. Anyhow, I'm gonna go. Have a good day. The Sabbath does not start tonight at sundown. The Sabbath is Christ.